Owen, I am talking about people rigging up dummies to look like witches and setting up chandeliers so that they fall in exactly the right spot and creating all kinds of special effects in order to scare people and impress certain people like members of the press.
My God.
Newspaper reporters, television reporters.
Of course, it's Eddie. Eddie's done all this for the publicity.
Yes, and last night, Eddie's little publicity stunt almost killed Steve Guthrie. Now, Owen, that has got to stop.
God. Well, how did you find out?
Steve gave me the keys to the soundstage to give back to you. And of course, I've always been curious about what's been going on out there, so I went out there to take a look. I was walking around, and I pulled on a rope, and this big red thing came flying out at me.
God, you're kidding me.
No, and I know that it wasn't part of the movie. Somebody set it there to scare somebody. Might have been the same thing that April Scott saw. I don't know. Who knows how many tricks.
Of course. I could just wring Eddie's neck.
Oh. Owen, I don't think he was alone in this.
You mean you think he had an accomplice?
I may be wrong, but I think Nola has been helping him.
Nola?
Yes. Now, you've told me how many close calls she's had, right? Now, I don't think Eddie would be foolish enough to rig all these falling objects up unless he was absolutely sure that she knew that she wasn't going to be hurt.
Which means that Nola had to cooperate. She had to know exactly where to stand.
Yes. Unfortunately, Steve didn't know where to stand when the chandelier hit him.
Oh, my God.
Now, look, I'm not saying that they broke any laws or anything like that, but as a result of what they did, Steve was injured.
And Jason Reinhardt died of that heart attack.
Owen, you've got to stop this. It's not funny anymore.
Do you realize what they've done? They've made the curse on this movie real.
Hester Atherton, if only I did have your powers.
I appreciate your letting me be the first to know what you found out.
Well, you are the producer and my friend.
Thank you. So, whom do you tell next?
Nobody. I have no intention of letting the cat out of the bag, Owen.
You're doing this for me, aren't you?
I know what this picture means to you, Owen. I don't want to see it backfire.
I just can't thank you enough.
Don't bother. Just make sure that Eddie doesn't drop anything else on anybody else, even as a joke.
Look, I'll take care of Eddie and Nola. Put an end to this curse, okay? Same way I'm going to put an end to my marriage.
Owen, you know, it makes me feel very uncomfortable whenever you bring this up.
Why?
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 Because you never, ever have talked about this until we became friends.
Deborah, you know how I feel about you.
I don't want you to leave your wife on account of me.
I should have left her a long time ago.
But you decided to wait until now.
Well, sometimes you need a little motivation to get you going.
That's just the point. I don't want our relationship, whatever it is, to be the deciding factor in ending your marriage.
Relax, Deborah. You've never done anything to encourage me. So far.
Well, I don't intend to. The only reason you should take any steps is because you want to separate from Nola.
That's exactly what I want.
Well, just don't do it for me. Okay.
Who is it?
It's Elliott.
Oh, come in.
Well, the wicked old witch is transformed into a beautiful woman.
Thanks to 5 pounds of cold cream.
It's really an incredible job you're doing on this makeup. I haven't complimented you enough.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes I think removing the damn makeup is worse than putting it on.
That's worth it. Oh, you really are lovely, you know. But that's the only flaw in the picture. Are we ever going to convince the audience that Tom Halifax would prefer your cousin to you?
You're a gifted flatterer, Elliott.
I wish I were a gifted actor.
You've been doing a marvelous job.
Oh, thanks to the teaching. I hope you do realize that your assistance has been invaluable.
Well, I'm flattered that you bring your questions to me. God knows, I've worked with too many know-it-all leading men.
Well, I am the new boy on the block. When I came on this movie, I didn't know what kind of coaching I would get.
How do you mean?
Well, I've read so many stories about the leading ladies terrorizing the leading men.
And no doubt my name was mentioned in many of those stories, right? Well, I suppose I've mellowed with age.
You've become more beautiful.
How nice of you to say that, Elliott.
Yes, well, I know you hear words of praise so frequently that after a while the adulation must become a bore.
No, it's just that I've heard kind words so infrequently lately that I question the motive.
Well, I only meant to convey my deep appreciation for your friendship. You must believe that.
You know, you seem to be getting your lines from another character in this movie.
Who might that be?
Tom Halifax is a smooth talker, too. Making all his promises of love and fidelity to Hester while he really has his eyes on Patience.
Nola, that's an unfair comparison. When I'm on the set, I notice no one but you.
You don't have to play up to me, Elliott. You already have the part.
Well, if that's what you think I was doing, then...
Oh, please, I'm sorry. I guess that wasn't a very nice thing to say.
And why did you say it?
Well, a handsome young devil like yourself, you should be using those lines on some pretty young starlet.
I'm not interested in starlets.
Oh, only in stars. Well, I'm afraid that doesn't describe me either.
I happen to prefer mature women. Beautiful, mature women.
Oh, yes. You even married one, didn't you?
Yes, I did. But that marriage is over now.
Anyway, I don't want you to feel that you owe me any adulation, as you call it. You got this part because we needed you.
Okay. From now on, the only thanks I'll say is for the acting lessons, okay? Have a nice evening.
You too.
Oh, there is one more thing.
What's that?
I was wondering if you, wanted to have dinner with me one night.
Dinner?
Yes, I know you, are alone some nights, your husband being very busy with the production.
Yes, Owen is very busy.
That would give me a chance to get to know Nola Patterson, the woman. With your husband's permission, of course.
Oh, how very proper you are.
I'll broach a topic with him tonight. Although I think it would be simpler if you did it yourself.
Elliott, Owen never asks my permission when he decides to have dinner with friends, so why should I? No. Whatever night you care to get together is fine with me.
David, I knew that you were in the hospital rather recently, and I was terribly distressed to hear that you're going back in for further tests.
Have you been talking to my physician, Margo?
No, of course not.
But you seem to know something that I don't.
I don't understand.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I'm in reasonably good health.
When I spoke to Draper earlier this evening, he told me you were ill.
Well, I must have sounded pretty convincing when I told him that.
You're not on your way to the hospital.
No, Margo, I only told Draper that as an excuse not to see him, as you so forcefully requested.
Oh, I see.
It was the first excuse that popped into my head, but then I thought it over, and I decided that this was as good a time as any to take my wife on that vacation that I've been promising her for months.
David, for heaven's sakes, you could have seen the boy.
Margo, the truth is I can't even look that boy in the face. It was bad enough what I did for you the first time. Took a lot of flack from my partners about that, say nothing about what I took on my own conscience.
Well, you shouldn't worry about it. He was not right for the job. I just know that.
You mean it wouldn't be right for you to have your daughter move out of town?
Damn Mike Carr, anyway. Why doesn't he keep his nose out of other people's business?
I think he feels the same way about you.
What did you say?
Well, Margo, don't you realize that Mr. Carr knows very well that you were the person responsible for this whole situation?
No, I didn't know that. Did he mention my name?
The man wasn't born yesterday, Margo. Even if Draper Scott doesn't realize that his mother-in-law was pulling the strings, Mr. Carr does.
Well, how did he find out?
Well, I certainly didn't tell him.
Oh, dear God.
I gather he hasn't told Draper anything. Apparently, he doesn't want to spoil your happy family relationship.
But he does know, and then that means that his wife knows. Well, of course, when she was here at the party, she mentioned you, Tim. Oh, she knows, David.
Margo, I've got an awful lot of packing to do. We're visiting 6 different countries, and my wife has a wardrobe for every single one of them.
Yes, of course. I hope you have a lovely trip.
Yeah, I feel like a rotten coward, of course, but I'll get over it. It's nothing like a sea voyage to make you forget.
Yes, well, maybe when you come back, the job will be filled and this whole nasty mess will be behind. Yes, well, it was lovely. Talking to you again, too. Yes, dear, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Well, did you find them?
Yep, here they are.
Good.
So, who's that on the phone?
Oh, nobody, you know, darling. Nobody.
Do you know I looked high and low, my whole entire house looking for these silly things until I realized that I had left them over here when I was your house guest?
Yeah, well, I must have misplaced them when I decided to expedite matters by packing for Elliott.
Yeah, you sure must have. I found them tucked away in the back of a big walk-in closet.
Well, I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't too meticulous about where I threw things. I was just anxious to get him out of here.
Margo, I still feel rather badly about what happened with you and Elliott, the way things happened.
Yeah, I guess this was a rather full house, and it turned into a singles pad overnight, didn't it?
For the best, though, don't you think?
Oh, definitely for the best. Yes, you belong with Draper, and Elliott belongs with the devil.
Yeah, look, speaking of Draper, he should be finished up at work, and Logan is meeting us for dinner. Why don't you join us? I don't think either Logan or Draper will mind.
No, I don't think they would. I think Draper's turning over a new leaf. By golly, he was almost civil to me tonight.
Margo, Draper is a sensitive person, and he realizes that you've had a hard time with this breakup with Elliott. Really. And besides, he doesn't want to alienate the grandmother of it.
Watch your language. and give me a rain check on that invitation, okay? I just have a few things I have to clear up tonight.
Sure. Do you have a bag for these? I don't want to stick. I'll get my pocket.
Yeah, I think I have something in the closet.
Thank you.
These are the slippers you were wearing that night that you had that little run-in with Elliott. The night we found all the jewels from the burglary on the bar over there.
Yeah, I guess they were.
You know the funny thing about that burglary? People took jewels that weren't worth half as much as some of the ones they left behind.
Well, I guess neither Elliott nor Sarah were very good appraisers. Thank you.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that nothing was sold. Everything turned up on the bar.
Well, why would they stage a burglary if they didn't want to make money?
I don't know, unless it... You know, I just realized something. The jewels weren't the only thing that was taken that night.
What else was taken?
My gun.
You mean the gun that mysteriously showed up at my apartment not long after?
The gun that Draper was so certain had killed Wade Meechum, that gun.
Well, it was the same caliber.
And Elliott knew that, too. Oh, my God. Maybe it wasn't so mysterious the way it turned up.
Margo, you think Elliott did it?
Oh, he must have. Do you realize what this means? This means he wanted me to be arrested. This means he staged the robbery so he could set it up that I'd be arrested and then he could live here in the lap of luxury at my expense while I was running in jail. Oh, my God. He wanted me to be arrested for murder.
Eddie, don't sidestep the issue. I want to know the truth. Owen, this movie came complete with curse in a neat little package. I did not make it up. All you did was embellish it a little. People like to believe in ghosts and witches and that sort of thing. They enjoy being scared. And you like to give the people what they want, don't you? That's always been your motto, Eddie. We got a lot of mileage out of this curse business. By creating a hoax, perpetuating a fraud. I like to think of it as creating an illusion. Oh, God, I knew it! Knew it! There's never been anything supernatural about this whole business. Oh, I don't know, Owen. Maybe the devil made me do it. All the supposed hauntings, all these near disasters were rigged by you. Harmless pranks, that's all they were. Harmless? Are you kidding me? Jason Reinhardt had a fatal heart attack. You nearly killed Steve Guthrie. Well, how the hell was I supposed to know that Guthrie would be prowling around there in the middle of the night? Eddie, why did you do it? Owen, Mansion of the Damned is little more than a run-of-the-mill B movie. I had to do something to make it stick in people's minds. Look, there are a lot of low-budget films that make money without all this hokum. Oh, Owen, we are playing in the big leagues now. A major studio makes a motion picture. They spend $5 million just to shoot the thing and another couple of million just to pipe it. Now, how can we compete with that? I see. So we get free publicity by making everything that happens on the set a media event. Is that it? I was just trying to provide a little mystery, a little magic for the project. And it'll pay us back tenfold, too. What you did was unethical. I had the best of intentions, Owen. Eddie, my God, the road to hell is paved with the best intentions.
Oh, I thought I heard voices in here. What's going on?
Oh, just a difference of opinion between your producer and his PR man, that's all.
Oh, well, perhaps an impartial third party can help resolve the problem.
You can't be part of the solution, Nola, when you're part of the problem.
What did I do?
My wife, my best friend, plotting behind my back. It's just incredible.
Oh, and what are you talking about?
You might as well come along peacefully. The jig, as they say, is up. Nola, you were Eddie's accomplice in this hoax about the curse on the film. He couldn't have done it without your cooperation.
Eddie came to me with an idea to gain some publicity for the film. I thought it was valid, so I agreed to help.
I just want you two to know how contemptible I think it was. Oh, Owen, you've always been a little too honest.
It was nothing more than simple theatrics, darling.
Oh, wait a minute. Now I see. No wonder you two were never worried about the curse on the picture.
Oh, Eddie, why did you tell him?
Oh, me? My lips were sealed.
Then how did you come to this brilliant deduction, Owen?
Yeah. Does it matter? The important thing is that I know.
Oh, I'll just bet the information was supplied by your lady cop friend. She'd be more than happy to tell you anything that would make me look bad in your eyes. Did she tell you, Owen? Will you be honest about that?
Just be thankful that she is a friend. She's agreed to keep this whole thing a secret.
Oh, well, of course. All she cares about is that you know.
Nola, if she filed an official report, your little pranks would be on public record.
Yeah, and if the newspaper boys found out about it, we really would get roasted.
You're damn right they would. They hate to be made fools of, Eddie, and so do I.
Oh, and you're making too much of this.
Nola, look, if this whole business got out, we wouldn't stand a chance of getting a distributor for the film. But you just said that Deborah was going to keep it under her hat, so stop worrying. Ever since I have started work on this Mansion of the Damned, I have had nothing but aggravation. Now, I'm telling you two, as far as I'm concerned, we can just close up shop right now and forget the whole thing.
You can't do that. We've all worked too hard.
From now on, just confine your activities to the script. Okay? And as far as you're concerned, Eddie, I just keep a low profile for a while, all right? And no more stunts.
I've never seen Owen this upset.
I haven't had the riot act read to me like that since I forgot to polish my shoes in boot camp.
What do we do now?
Well, I think we'd better do as the man says and let the ghost of Hester Atherton ride off quietly into the sunset.
I need a drink.
I could use a cup of coffee myself.
It's not what I want.
Nola, raising a glass or two or three is not going to solve anything.
That's a matter of opinion.
Nola, you've been very strong. Now, don't throw it all away now.
Oh, what's the difference?
Just get control of yourself, that's all, please. Sure, Owen blew off a lot of steam, but he doesn't stay angry very long. He'll get over it.
Look, you had a marvelous plan, Eddie. Owen is foolish to make us stop now.
Nevertheless, I don't think it would be a very good idea to call his bluff right now.
No, Dad. There's one more thing we have to do. I've been giving it a lot of thought. The pièce de résistance.
Nola.
Look, if we're careful, there is no way Owen could blame us for what I have in mind.
I don't think I even want to hear this.
Look, since this is a picture about hell and the devil, what more fitting climax for our curse than for the production to end in a blaze of glory? Eddie, there has to be fire.